Jamboree at Warren Central was a battle across the 96th Street border. North Central and Warren Central of Marion County versus Noblesville and Carmel of Hamilton County. In the 1985 Jamboree, 3 of the teams were preseason ranked in the top 10. The Millers were the only 4A school in the mix that held the 9th ranking in the state.
I didn't like Jamborees because, first of all, we were an awfully tough one, and we could spend the entire quarter on defense. I thought that Jamboree in '86 went well for us. We held our own with the teams, and that kind of gave us, I think, a little bit of confidence that, okay, we're not as inept as maybe some people thought we were going to be. That we did compete a little bit. So I thought that was a decent setup for us.
The Jamboree was at Warren Central, and I remember we scored, which was a pretty big deal because the year before we had not scored, and that was kind of a moral victory just to get the season started off, as we had got in there and scored against North Central, I believe it was, and competed against 2 pretty good programs.
That was the first game that, as a coach here at Noblesville High School, but to be there with you guys on the sideline with the varsity team at the Jamboree, it was pretty exciting. I can remember Tom Mariani in particular. He came over to me, and I grabbed his face mask, and as if I had a helmet on, right there at the very beginning, getting him fired up. Bam! We headbutted. Of course, it didn't phase him, and it did cut. Right there, I had a cut on my forehead, and I was bleeding and stuff like that.
You know, the one thing I do remember about the Jamboree that was kind of frustrating is that we went strictly first team offense had a quarter, and then second team offense had a quarter, and I think first team defense had a quarter, second team defense, which is probably the absolute right thing to do. But as a senior, you didn't want to give up the opportunity to play. You wanted to go out there and play.
You know, I remember that I think I had 2 sacks in the first half. That's all I remember, because I remember thinking, you know, this is going to be my year as a defensive player. And I think that was the only 2 sacks I had all year. And I think they were kind of both accidents, if I remember on film.
It's not the Jamboree. It's the, what do you call it?
Yeah, that's what they call it.
No, they call it scrimmage or whatever.
Yeah, take another one.
For all you fools that did this early in the morning, you're crazy.
I could always remember, it seemed like we were the smallest team there by far, because I believe Warren Central and Carmel at the time were 1 and 2 in the state, if I'm not memory serves me right. And I remember Carmel having huge defensive linemen.
I remember after that first quarter going, wow, you know, we can play with these guys. You know, they're bigger, stronger, faster. You know, we were knotted up after the first quarter. So that's probably the biggest memory of the whole Jamboree was when we got done, I was like, wow, you know, we can play with these guys. We can definitely play with these guys.